past year on the North Shore?
Well, no one could have predicted the growth that we've seen over the past year. We've not only seen a big influx of international buyers, but around about 20% of the sales on the North Shore over the last few months has actually been from people that are moving across the bridge. All of the groups, international, national, and local buyers, are still seeing the North Shore as this idyllic location that is close to beaches, represents very good value, and still shows sign of good growth potential.
Okay, so is it fair to say that the North Shore has seen more growth over the past year than other parts of Auckland?
Yeah, it's fair to say that. When you look at the numbers, you can see that the North Shore has seen more growth in both volume and price. So it's really outstripped all of these other regions in Auckland. Volume-wise, if we compare with August 2014, we saw 354 sales, and this August just gone, we saw total sales were at 550. So that's a total, I think that's 40% up. And price averages have increased 24.5%. So that's a change from an average sale price last year at $751,000 to $935,000 this year.
Right, so I guess some areas would have seen more growth than 24%?
Yeah, definitely. Places like Glenfield, Milford, Takapuna, Devonport, these have actually nearly doubled in just under 4 years. Birkenhead too. Birkenhead, in fact, has gone from an average value of $553,000 in 2011, August, to just over $1 million average price this August. And the sales this year to last year has nearly doubled.
Okay, so all in all, the North Shore has seen very good growth in 2015. Is there anything that people, that are watching the market on the North Shore should be aware of?
Yes. I'll just say keep in mind two important factors when thinking about property, the property market Auckland-wide. Firstly, be aware of the information that the media is feeding us. It will always lean to an extreme end of the spectrum. And the reason for that is if it's not dramatic headlines, then it's not likely you're going to read it. And secondly, remember that our perception of the house prices is always relative to each individual buyer. So for a Kiwi buyer, they will see that the highest average prices on property than we've ever seen. But from an international buyer's perspective that understands the average prices of any other great city around the world will sit well above that $1 million mark. They see this beautiful country, this mostly beaches, a progressive government, an economy that has stood up really strongly to those fluctuations that have affected other countries. So just remember that our perception is relative, and that if you would like to get onto the property ladder and you're thinking about holding the property for a long time, then the general direction, at least for the last 100 years, has been in one direction. So it's best not necessarily to focus on the short-term ups and downs, but prioritize getting into the market as soon as possible.